Even though I don't think I'm good enough, I know that I am at least good. Hi, my name is Brianna. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the fear of being seen. So, if you're watching this video, you may be afraid of being seen, right? And so I just want to say a disclaimer. I am also afraid of being seen, and I have a lot of issues with the fear of being seen till this day. And there are some tips and tricks that I have learned to help conquer that fear, and we're going to talk about them today. One of the things that I've noticed about the fear of being seen is, number one, we really are selfish as human beings, and we really think people care that much about us. I'm going to say that again. We really think as humans that people care that much about us. People do not care that much about us. In my last video I talked about how when we see things online, it's so hard for us to even detach ourselves from what is happening that we automatically put ourselves and our insecurities in the situation. Listen, nobody cares that much. And I don't say that to be mean, or I don't say that to be hurtful, but when you go outside and you're like, oh my god, like what if people sees this? What if people see this? What if people are noticing this? I'm telling you right now, especially if you live in a big city, ain't nobody looking at you. Be real. People do not care that much about strangers. You in your entirety is completely separate from everyone else. So we also have to stop thinking that there's going to be a microscopic glass on us. And you want to know where it comes from? It comes from our families. Our families are around us all the time, and if we have narcissistic families, they think that we are a reflection of them, so they have to constantly project their insecurities onto us, constantly project how they think the world sees them onto you, when in reality when you go outside, it's like, it's quite literally not that big a deal. I'm a black woman, lol, shocker. So when my hair is not looking right, I feel some type of way. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so insecure. I'm like, I work at a corporate job. They do not know the difference if one braid is to the side versus in the middle, or the part is a little bit off. Like, literally nobody is paying that much attention to me, and you need to start thinking about that too. No one is paying that much attention to you, and it helps you to break free of that idea of having to be perfect, because the fear of being seen really is the fear of being criticized. It's the fear of not being accepted. It's the fear of feeling that you're going to be abandoned if you show your true self. And that's not going to happen. Which goes to part two. The people in your life will show themselves when you start to show yourself. The minute that you start being like, this is my art, this is my passion, this is what I want to do, you may see the people in your life leave. And guess what? That is okay. When you step into your own, it is very, 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 very common for people to leave. You want to know why? Because they were under the impression that you were someone else. And then now that you are not that someone else, they're like, But you will find your tribe in the end. So that's another thing. If you're so afraid of being seen because you're afraid people will walk out of your life, those people do not need to be in your life, because they don't love you for you. And then on the other hand, you're not showing your true self. Oh my god, me and my best friend talk about this all the time, about how growing up we saw Hannah Montana, That's So Raven, we saw all these women change themselves for their men that they were with, and it never worked out. You wanna know why? Because it was never them. We have a tendency as women, because we were taught this at birth, that we have to change our interests and change who we are and change how we talk and change our bodies to fit this ideal type of woman. and correct me if I'm wrong, every single time that we do that, the relationship doesn't work out. You wanna know why? Because you're not being yourself. If you showed yourself up front, we will find more authentic relationships. We will build more authentic community. So once again, is your fear of being seen afraid of you losing the people in your life? Because if that's the case, maybe those people do not need to be in your life. Parents as well. You know, if you need to make a safety plan, right, do that too. But remember, you are only hurting yourself not being seen. Which brings me to the second point. Which brings me to the third point. Aren't you struggling? Aren't you upset? Aren't you angry? Aren't you sad? I know I was, when I was hiding myself from the people I love, from the world. I was everything. And it took me not wanting to be angry and sad to realize that I want to enjoy my life. I have received one of the biggest blessings to ever exist, which is life. And I'm spending so much time thinking about how to live my life that I'm not living my life. And it makes so much anger and so much jealousy and so much sadness because you're so afraid of being seen that you're not even seeing that you deserve to be seen. You deserve to be living. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have people see you for who you are. That is something that you deserve. And I honestly feel like a lot of women sacrifice that. We do, and we sacrifice it too easy. We sacrifice it too easy before we even know who we are. We have kids, which is not a bad thing, right? If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But we sacrifice our body, we sacrifice our time, we sacrifice our mind, we sacrifice our money because we're trying to fit the societal image of beauty when you don't even fit that. You're better than that. Because you're able to see beauty in everything. Girl, like if you don't start appreciating yourself for who you are, like look how far you come, like you're strong, you're doing your thing. Like stop allowing your fear to prevent you from living. Which goes into the next point. Be afraid and do it anyway. Be afraid and do it anyway. Be scared, be insecure, and do it anyway. And see what happens. If you constantly wait for when you're not gonna be afraid, you're supposed to be afraid and do it anyway. I'm a performer, I'm a dancer, I've been a dancer for a very long time. Until this day, I'm still like crying, sniffling, because I have to go perform. You would think that after all these years, I would get over it. But I have a fear of being seen. I'm just like y'all. But guess what? I'm gonna do it anyway. You wanna know why? Which goes to the next point. Drum roll please, the final point. Who do you think you are telling people that they don't deserve to see your art and your beauty? That ain't cute. Who do you think you are deciding to rob us of your talents? What do you think this is? What do you think this is? Like, you mean to tell me that you were born with a talent or passion or beauty or skill? And you mean to tell me that you think that we as the audience don't deserve to see your talent, beauty, skill, and art? Child, if you don't show that art makes people beautiful. Skill, talent, they make you feel some type of way. They make you feel passionate. People get happy when they go to museums. They see these art, they feel inspired. Who are you to rob people of your contribution to this planet? Who are you to do that? Who are you to do that? And that's how you have to start thinking. Even though I have a fear of being seen, I know for a fact I could draw. I know for a fact I could sing. I know for a fact I could dance. I know for a fact that I can build something with my hands. I know for a fact that I'm good at video games. I'm good at this. Even though I don't think I'm good enough, I know that I am at least good. Which means you can inspire somebody else. Like I said, I am a dancer, and I was so busy chasing whatever because I was afraid of being seen. And to be honest, I'm very grateful that I did that for myself. I set myself up really well to be able to be passionate. That's a whole nother thing. Like, if you are creative, you know, you have to get the mundane stuff out the way so that you have the time, the money, and the space to be creative. But I love to make choreography, and I never showed my choreography anywhere. And then the first time I did, they were like, so you were hiding this from us the whole time? That's weird. That's weird. So you had the skill this whole time, these whole visions in your head. You didn't tell anyone. You had these things the whole time, and you never shared it with the world. That's weird. And then the first time that I did share it, I have received so much love, so much reassurance, so much reassurance that I am on the right path, just because I finally stepped out just a little bit. And there's been times where I stepped out a little bit too, and it hasn't been great, right? So I went back to the drawing board. I perfected my craft in silence and saw nobody until I was ready to step back out again. Sometimes it takes a few more tries. And they were like, you literally, like, you as in like my friends who are also dancers, like, you could have helped us out. Like, you could have curated events. You could have done all these things. And I'm like, yeah, I could have, but I was afraid. Do not live your life afraid of being afraid. You're still gonna be afraid. You think that when I was teaching my choreo for the first time that I was like, oh, like out there beautiful, shaking the house down boots? I was afraid, and I was sweating profusely. But you have to love yourself enough to do it. Yeah. Anyway, if you have any more tips on, if you want any more tips on the fear of being seen and all of these things, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, once again, my name is Brianna, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.